Good morning. The governor of New York found his state in an unprecedented crisis. And in trying to figure out how to deal with it, he made a speech in which he said, "It is common sense to take a method and to try it, and if it fails, admit it frankly. But try another. But above all, try something." When he made that speech, the New York Times felt it was just irresponsible, and they just ripped him up over it. They said it was something unspecific. Something unspecific is no better than nothing. Others at that time were being very precise and concrete. They were trying to be positive, laying out exactly what the state should do. They said the governor was being indefinite and abstract. Even one of the governor's own assistants really came out and said that his speech really was an act of political stupidity. Sometimes the truth of the matter is we don't exactly know what to do when we're in uncharted territories. And when you're in uncharted territory, the best thing you can do is try something. And yet be willing to look at it and be honest about it. And if it isn't working, admit it and change course. And if it is working, then you stay with it and persist. To be willing to be honest and sometimes say, "I don't really know, but I'm going to try something." It was interesting that the governor that I'm talking about wasn't Andrew Cuomo, and it wasn't the coronavirus pandemic. It was back when New York was facing its highest unemployment rate ever in 1932. The governor of New York was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He went on to be willing to try all kinds of policies to get our country moving and out of the Great Depression. Some worked, some didn't. But when you realize they didn't, you step back and you try to do something different. Right now, when you and I think about trying to come out of this pandemic, we're having to start thinking about what is the future going to look like. We don't always know exactly the right thing to do to move us forward. But the most important thing is to be willing to try, to do something. I'm always reminded, God doesn't ask us to be perfect. He just asks us to be faithful. And to be faithful means that you and I are willing to trust in God's constant love of us, His children. And if you trust that God is going to continue to love you, then you're willing to try. Knowing that you may fail, it may not work. Just remember, do something. Go out and make it a great day.